First contact. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly, punctuated by the twinkling of distant stars and the occasional burst of cosmic radiation. Amidst this celestial canvas, a massive vessel glided silently, its sleek, obsidian hull absorbing all light that dared touch it. This was the flagship of the Zorn Empire, a civilization that had spent millennia conquering and assimilating countless worlds across the galaxy. Commander Vex stood on the bridge, his four eyes fixed on the holographic display before him. A small blue-green planet rotated slowly, seemingly insignificant against the backdrop of space. Yet this tiny world had captured the Zorn's attention like no other. "Report," Vex commanded, his voice a low rumble that reverberated through the chamber. Science officer Zara stepped forward, her slender form barely casting a shadow in the dim light. "The planet, designated Earth, shows signs of a developing civilization, Commander. Preliminary scans indicate a population of approximately 8 billion sentient beings." Vex's upper eyes narrowed while his lower pair widened, a sign of intrigue in Zorn body language. 8 billion. An impressive number for such a small world. What of their technological capabilities? Zara's tentacles twitched as she manipulated the hologram, zooming in on various regions of the planet. "They have achieved spaceflight, but it appears limited to their own solar system. Their energy production relies heavily on fossil fuels and primitive nuclear fission. No signs of faster-than-light travel or advanced weaponry." A low chuckle escaped Vex's throat, a sound that would have chilled the blood of anyone familiar with Zorn history. "Primitive indeed. They will make an excellent addition to our empire. Prepare the invasion fleet." As the crew bustled about, making preparations for yet another conquest, none could have imagined the challenge that awaited them on the blue planet below. The Zorn invasion force deployed with practiced efficiency. Cloaked scout ships descended through Earth's atmosphere, their sensors probing for strategic targets and assessing the planet's defenses. The aliens were confident in their superiority, expecting little resistance from a species that had barely left its own planet. However, as the first scout ship approached a major city, something unexpected occurred. The vessel's cloaking field flickered and failed, a result of unforeseen interactions with Earth's magnetic field. Alarms blared across human military installations as radar operators detected the sudden appearance of an unidentified craft in restricted airspace. Within minutes, fighter jets scrambled to intercept the alien vessel. The Zorn pilot, caught off guard by the swift response, attempted evasive maneuvers. To his shock, the human aircraft matched his every move, their pilots demonstrating a level of skill and adaptability that defied the Zorn's expectations. Back on the flagship, Vex watched the unfolding scenario with growing concern. "How is this possible?" he growled. "Their technology is inferior. They should not be able to track our ships, let alone engage them." Zara's tentacles danced frantically over her console as she analyzed the incoming data. "Commander, it appears the humans have developed advanced radar systems capable of detecting our cloaked vessels. Additionally, their aircraft exhibit surprising maneuverability, and their pilots show exceptional skill." The situation deteriorated rapidly. Across the globe, human military forces mobilized with unexpected speed and coordination. The element of surprise, long considered the Zorn's greatest advantage, had been lost. As reports of failed incursions and lost scout ships flooded in, Vex felt something he had never experienced before: doubt. The humans were proving to be far more resilient and adaptable than any species the Zorn had encountered in their long history of conquest. "Pull back all scout ships," Vex ordered, his voice tight with suppressed anger. "We must reassess our strategy." As the Zorn fleet retreated to a safe distance, the humans below celebrated their first victory against an alien threat. But both sides knew this was only the beginning. The real battle for Earth was yet to come, and neither the Zorn nor humanity could predict the challenges and surprises that lay ahead. The tide turns. In the days following the failed initial incursion, Earth underwent a transformation unlike anything in human history. The confirmation of alien life, and its hostile intentions united the planet in ways that seemed impossible mere weeks ago. Old rivalries were set aside as nations pooled their resources and knowledge to face the extraterrestrial threat. Dr. Amelia Chen, a brilliant physicist from MIT, found herself at the forefront of humanity's technological leap. Working tirelessly with a global team of scientists, she pored over data collected from the downed Zorn scout ship. "This is incredible," she muttered, her eyes wide with excitement as she examined the alien power core. "Their energy efficiency is off the charts. If we can reverse engineer this technology, it could revolutionize our defenses." Across the globe, similar breakthroughs were happening at an unprecedented pace. Military strategists studied Zorn tactics, developing countermeasures that exploited the aliens' rigid thinking and over-reliance on technology. Hackers worked around the clock to crack Zorn communication codes, while engineers retrofitted existing weapons with innovations derived from alien tech. Meanwhile, in orbit, Commander Vex grappled with a situation spiraling out of control. The Zorn's standard invasion protocols were proving woefully inadequate against human ingenuity and adaptability. How can they be advancing so quickly? Vex demanded, his frustration evident in the violent lashing of his tail. "It's been mere days since first contact." Zara, her usual cool demeanor shaken, replied, "The humans appear to have an extraordinary capacity for innovation under pressure, Commander. They're not just using our technology, they're improving upon it in ways we never considered." The Zorn's next wave of attacks met with fierce resistance. Human fighters, now equipped with reverse-engineered shielding technology, proved far more resilient. Ground forces, employing guerrilla tactics and armed with hybrid weapons that combined Earth and Zorn tech, consistently outmaneuvered the alien invaders. In the dense jungles of Brazil, a squad of Zorn soldiers found themselves ambushed by a group of indigenous warriors working in tandem with special forces. The aliens' advanced sensors, calibrated for detecting high-tech weaponry, failed to notice the natives armed with poison-tipped darts and ancient hunting techniques. Similar scenarios played out across various terrains. In the mountains of Afghanistan, local militias used their intimate knowledge of the landscape to lead Zorn patrols into deadly traps. Urban warfare in major cities turned into a nightmare for the invaders, as humans used subway systems and sewers to stage surprise attacks and disappear just as quickly. The Zorn, accustomed to fighting enemies who either matched their technological level or were hopelessly outclassed, found themselves ill-equipped to handle humanity's blend of high-tech adaptation and primal survival instincts. As losses mounted, dissent grew within the Zorn ranks. Sub-Commander Krell, ambitious and eager for glory, challenged Vex's leadership. "Your cautious approach is costing us this war," Krell hissed during a tense strategy meeting. "We should unleash our full might and crush these humans before they grow stronger." Vex, his pride wounded but his tactical mind still sharp, retorted, "and risk destroying the very resources we came to claim. No, we must understand our enemy before we can defeat them." The internal strife among the Zorn came to a head during a major offensive aimed at capturing Earth's largest cities. Krell, given command of the operation, opted for a full frontal assault, confident that overwhelming force would finally break human resistance. It proved to be a catastrophic miscalculation. The humans, forewarned by their newly developed long-range sensors, were prepared. As Zorn ships entered the atmosphere, they were met with a barrage of electromagnetic pulses, disabling their systems and sending them crashing to the ground. Those that made it through faced a coordinated defense that combined conventional military might with ingenious adaptations of Zorn technology. In New York, the Statue of Liberty stood defiant, now armed with a powerful energy shield that expanded to protect much of the city. Tokyo's skyscrapers concealed enormous EMP cannons that picked off Zorn ships with pinpoint accuracy, and in the skies above London, a swarm of eye-controlled drones, each no larger than a hummingbird, overwhelmed and disabled the alien fighters with shocking efficiency. The battle raged for hours, but the outcome was clear. The Zorn invasion force, expected to decisively crush human resistance, instead found itself retreating in disarray. As the last alien ship fled Earth's atmosphere, cheers erupted across the globe. Humanity had not just survived. It had dealt the mighty Zorn Empire its first major defeat in centuries. On the flagship, a stunned silence fell over the bridge. Vex, his expression unreadable, turned to Zora. "We have gravely underestimated these humans," he said quietly. "The question now is, what do we do next?" As the Zorn retreated to regroup and reassess, humanity celebrated its victory. But wise leaders and scientists knew this was just the beginning. The aliens would return, and Earth needed to be ready. The race was on to further develop and integrate the captured Zorn technology, to strengthen global defenses, and to prepare for the next inevitable clash. In labs and military bases around the world, humans worked tirelessly, driven by a mix of fear, determination, and an insatiable curiosity about their new place in a universe now known to be teeming with life. The Zorn had awakened not just a formidable enemy, but a species whose potential was only beginning to be realized. As both sides prepared for the next phase of the conflict, one thing became clear: the fate of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy itself, hung in the balance: the human factor. In the tense weeks following humanity's unexpected victory, the Zorn Empire found itself in uncharted territory. Never before had they encountered a species that not only resisted their advanced technology, but also adapted and improved upon it so quickly. Commander Vex, his leadership now under scrutiny from both his superiors and subordinates, knew that understanding the humans was key to ultimate victory. "We must delve deeper into their psychology," Vex announced to his war council. "What drives these creatures? How do they think? We've always relied on technological superiority, but clearly that alone is not enough." To this end, the Zorn embarked on a new strategy. Instead of large-scale attacks, they began a series of covert operations aimed at capturing human subjects for study. Special teams were dispatched to various locations around the globe, tasked with abducting individuals from different cultures and backgrounds. However, even this proved more challenging than anticipated. In a small town in rural America, a Zorn abduction team found their target, a seemingly unremarkable farmer, to be surprisingly difficult to capture. The man's intimate knowledge of his land, combined with an unexpected proficiency in improvised traps and firearms, led to a humiliating retreat for the alien squad. Similar scenarios played out across the world. A team sent to capture a neuroscientist in Tokyo was outmaneuvered by the local Yakuza, who had formed an unlikely alliance with law enforcement to protect their city. In the Amazon rainforest, an attempt to abduct an indigenous shaman resulted in the Zorn team becoming hopelessly lost, falling victim to the very environment they had dismissed as primitive. These failures only deepened the Zorn's frustration and fascination with humanity. Vex, poring over reports of failed abductions and surprising human victories, began to see a pattern emerging. "Their strength," he mused, "lies not in uniformity, but in diversity. Each human is a unique puzzle, and together they form an ever-changing, adaptable whole." Meanwhile, on Earth, an unexpected development was unfolding. Dr. Amelia Chen, while studying the captured Zorn soldier, made a startling discovery. "They're not so different from us," she explained to a panel of world leaders. "Biologically, we share some fundamental similarities. More importantly, I believe their rigid social structure and homogeneous culture are actually weaknesses we can exploit." This revelation led to a controversial proposal, attempting communication and possible cooperation with captured Zorn individuals. The idea met with fierce resistance from many who saw the aliens only as invaders to be defeated. However, cooler heads prevailed, recognizing the potential strategic advantage of turning some of the enemy to their side. The first breakthrough came with a young Zorn scientist named San, captured during a failed data-gathering mission. San found himself drawn to the humans' inquisitive nature and their ability to think outside established parameters. As he worked alongside Dr. Chen and her team, San began to question the Empire's motives and methods. Your species' capacity for individual thought and creativity is remarkable, San confided to Amelia during a late-night research session. In the Empire, such traits are seen as disruptive, even dangerous. But here, they're celebrated and nurtured. As more Zorn defectors joined the human side, bringing with them invaluable knowledge of alien technology and tactics, the balance of power began to shift. Human-Zorn hybrid teams proved exceptionally effective, combining the best aspects of both species. Vex, upon learning of these defections, realized the gravity of the situation. The very traits that made humans formidable opponents, their adaptability, creativity, and diversity, were now influencing his own people. The Empire's strength had always been its unity of purpose, but against humanity, this was proving to be a critical weakness. The conflict came to a head in a massive space battle above Earth's orbit. The Zorn, hoping to end the war with one decisive strike, committed the bulk of their fleet to a final assault. But humanity, now armed with a deep understanding of Zorn technology and tactics, was ready. The battle was unlike anything either species had experienced. Human ships, piloted by crews that included both humans and Zorn defectors, demonstrated a level of unpredictability and innovation that consistently caught the Empire's forces off guard. Zorn commanders, trained to follow strict battle doctrines, found themselves outmaneuvered by human strategies that seemed to defy conventional logic. As the tide of battle turned in Earth's favor, Vex made a decision that would alter the course of both civilizations. Opening a channel to the human leaders, he called for a ceasefire. "We have gravely misjudged your species," Vex admitted, his voice carrying a mix of resignation and respect. "You are not merely resourceful. You are a force of nature unlike any we have encountered." In the negotiations that followed, both species came to a profound realization. The humans' greatest strength, their diversity and adaptability, was precisely what the Zorn Empire needed to break free from millennia of stagnation. Conversely, humanity could benefit greatly from the advanced technology and cosmic knowledge the Zorn possessed. A historic alliance was formed. The Zorn agreed to withdraw their military forces, instead offering cultural and technological exchange. Humanity, while remaining cautious, saw an opportunity for peaceful expansion into the stars. As the first joint human-Zorn space exploration teams prepared to venture beyond the solar system, Dr. Chen reflected on the incredible journey. "We came so close to destruction," she mused, "but in the end, it was our humanity, our messiness, our creativity, our sheer stubbornness, that not only saved us but opened up the universe." The Zorn Empire, once bent on conquest, found itself transformed by its encounter with the Zorn Empire. Once bent on conquest, found itself transformed by its encounter with humanity. The rigid hierarchies that had defined Zorn society for millennia began to loosen, inspired by the human model of individual freedom and creativity. Young Zorn, in particular, embraced this new way of thinking, eager to explore the potential that had long been suppressed by their culture's strict conformity. On Earth, the integration of Zorn technology led to unprecedented advancements. Clean energy sources, derived from the aliens' power systems, revolutionized Earth's economy and environment. Medical breakthroughs, combining human ingenuity with Zorn biological knowledge, extended lifespans, and cured diseases long thought incurable. However, the path forward was not without its challenges. On both sides, there were those who resisted the alliance. Hardliners within the Zorn Empire saw the embrace of human values as a threat to their way of life. On Earth, some humans remained distrustful, fearing that the Zorn might one day resume their conquest. These tensions came to a head 5 years after the ceasefire, when a faction of Zorn extremists, led by the disgraced Sub-Commander Krell, attempted to reignite the war. They launched a surprise attack on a joint human-Zorn research facility on Mars, hoping to provoke a conflict that would end the alliance. What they didn't expect was the response. A coalition force comprised of both humans and Zorn loyal to the Alliance, mobilized with astonishing speed. The battle for Mars became a testament to how far both species had come. Human pilots, their natural skills enhanced by Zorn neural interfaces, flew ships of hybrid design with unparalleled skill. Zorn ground troops, having adopted human tactics of flexibility and improvisation, worked seamlessly alongside their Earthborn comrades. Most surprisingly, a group of human hackers, mentored by Zorn technologists, managed to infiltrate and disable Krell's flagship, ending the conflict before it could escalate further. In the aftermath, as Krell and his followers faced justice from a joint tribunal, both humans and Zorn reflected on the significance of what had transpired. The victory had not been won through technological superiority or sheer numbers, but through the combined strengths of both species. Commander Vex, now serving as an ambassador to Earth, addressed the United Nations. Today, we stand as proof that the greatest power in the universe is not found in weapons or technology, but in the ability to change, to grow, and to see the value in those different from ourselves. Dr. Amelia Chen, speaking after Vex, added her own perspective. 5 years ago, we faced extinction. Today, we are on the brink of becoming a true interstellar civilization. Our alliance has shown us that diversity, of species, of thought, of approach, is not a weakness to be overcome, but the very source of our strength. As humanity and the Zorn looked to the stars, now not as conquerors or the conquered, but as partners, a new age dawned. The first joint deep space expedition was being prepared, crewed by the brightest minds from both species. Their mission: to explore the galaxy, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and to share the lesson they had learned through fire and adversity. Zan, the Zorn scientist who had been one of the first to embrace collaboration with humans, was chosen to lead the scientific team on this historic mission. As he stood with Amelia, watching the massive starship being readied for launch, he mused, "We came to Earth thinking we would find simple creatures to conquer. Instead, we found the key to unlocking our own potential." Amelia smiled, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "And we discovered that we're not alone in the universe. More than that, we learned that our differences can be our greatest strength." As the ship lifted off, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two species once locked in mortal combat, now united in common purpose, it symbolized more than just an exploratory mission. It was a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of understanding, adaptation, and the indomitable spirit of life itself. The story of humanity and the Zorn had only just begun, but already it had reshaped the galaxy. As they ventured forth into the cosmic ocean, they carried with them a powerful message for any other civilizations they might encounter. In diversity, there is strength. In understanding, there is growth. And in the vast expanse of space, there is room for all to thrive, learn, and evolve together.